What's up, guys? Jacob Rothenberg here, presenting to you today yet another one of those videos probably relevant to your interests about how to quit your job using Kindle publishing. Is it possible? Yes. Is there someone right now who's going through it? Yes, it's me. I am literally actually two royalties away. I need one from CreateSpace and I need one from KDP USA. I have royalty confirmations from every other country that I sell to except America, where most of my royalties are. I need that money before I literally call in my resignation from my job. So I am super excited. I'll have another video when the time comes, when the time happens. But right now, we're going to talk about how you can do it too. And why am I qualified to do it? Because I'm fucking doing it. So let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So for a lot of you watching, you're probably or likely in the early stage of things where you're either curious about making money online using Kindle publishing, or you're just getting started making money online with Kindle publishing. So we'll call this the early game. A lot of people I've noticed who comment on YouTube videos related to self-publishing aren't even making money or doing any self-publishing. So step one, stop dreaming, stop wasting time watching YouTube videos without taking action, and start doing, okay? Publish books. If you don't have the money to buy a course, that's okay. To get started, publish a book anyway. Fuck that one up when you realize you need help and not everything's going to be covered thoroughly with YouTube guides, or as thoroughly as you need it to be. As much as great information is already out there with my channel, Emeka's channel, the Mickelson's twins. I'm probably going to forget someone and they'll get butthurt. But there's a lot of good resources out there. With that, you need to buy a course to really not just get the guidance, but also the community and the network that'll help you get from making maybe 100 a month to 5,000 a month to 10,000 a month. It sounds crazy, probably while you're watching this. Doesn't sound realistic. It's real. It's realistic. Now, I'm not trying to sell you on anyone in particular. All I ask is that you don't waste time buying K-Money Mastery. Even though Stephen James is a good guy and his channel's totally worth watching because his girlfriend's fucking hot, just skip that course. It's outdated. It's obsolete. It's got invalid information that could get you in trouble. So, again, not here to sell you anyone in particular, but just buy a course that's not K-Money Mastery. Anyway, once you do that, do your homework. Actually watch the lessons, watch them again, absorb what you're being taught, comprehend some things, and take the time to actually think out what you're being taught and how you can implement it. Don't just go through the modules thinking it's from A to Z with publishing a book. Sometimes it works out like that, but you want to be able to think for yourself if, hey, in this scenario, this lesson didn't 100% correlate with what I need to do. What should I do instead? Think about that and be able to answer for yourself and learn how to think for yourself. So you want to be able to not totally rely on a course as your go-to for information. It's a great reference and it's definitely, I'd say, almost priceless. Having a community for Q&A, which I'll mention. But when it comes down to it, you want to be able to think for yourself and be able to make decisions for yourself instead of being stuck in what's called analysis paralysis and not being able to make decisions without intervention from someone else. So learn how to think for yourself on problems you might face. Likewise, what I just said, utilize your course's member community for Q&A. When I first started with Emeka's course last year with my self-publishing blueprint, I joined on day one. I am a member number one. And I'm also member number one who made $1,000 online with Kindle publishing through his course, and also the first who made $1,000 per month. I wasn't the first that made $10,000 per month. It's okay. It's okay. But what helped me was that I annoyed Emeka to death with questions. A lot of them I felt were good, valid questions to ask. Some of them I could have done my own homework. But when it comes to creative direction, especially when you're starting out and you want some nudging and guidance, you either ask people who know what they're doing, Emeka, myself, others, there's plenty of others, or you can make friends with people who are peers, people you resonate with, and make online buddies and figure it out together. And last, definitely not least, you have to publish books. All right? If you're stuck at making $100 a month and you want to make $500 a month, guess what you need to do? You need to publish more books. If you're stuck making $1,000 a month and you want to make $3,000 a month, guess what you got to do? Publish more books. If you are stuck making $5,000 a month and you want to make $10,000 a month, guess what you need to do? Publish more books. So what do you need to do? Publish more fucking books. Like this one, publish this one. After you make $1,000, you got to publish this one, and then you got to publish this one to get where you want to be. And one day you publish this one and make a fuckload of money. But until then, you got to do your shitty titles. But until you get to this level where you can make a lot of money off of one book, you want to publish more books. That's what it takes. Mid-game. So you've done what I've just mentioned. You've published books. You have maybe 10 books out there. Some that have done well, some that may done okay, and some that just failed. What you need to do at this point, let's say you're making $500 a month to $1,000 a month. Okay, mid-game. Notice patterns with both books that sell well and books that fail. Identify what works for you as far as what can sell and what does not. So maybe you published books that were too broad with their target audience. Like, let's say you published a book on workplace culture for everyone to buy, okay? How many other workplace culture books do you think are out there on Amazon? A lot. Like, everyone covers this, whether it comes to university or postgraduate curriculum, whether it's self-help, whether it's corporate consulting. Everyone's got a book on workplace culture. Now, what if you had a book that was maybe targeted towards workplace culture for millennials in tech startups? Okay? Now, while I can't substantiate that it's a profitable keyword right now, and this is just an example, if you were to have a keyword that was more specific, like workplace culture for millennials and tech startups, okay, now you've got something that is more personalized, that will target a specific niche that's more compelling to sell towards and who will buy from you. Because you're not just writing this book for everybody to buy. You're now publishing a book that is honed in towards a very specific demographic that you assumingly understand. Kind of a rant there, but that's one thing you want to learn when it comes to like selling wide versus selling deep, okay? Also, maybe you've noticed, hey, books with these shitty covers don't sell well, but when I spend $5 more for a cover, it seems to sell better. What does that tell you? Put some money towards your covers and don't accept bad-looking covers for your books. Find someone that's competent, that makes good designs, and you'll sell more copies. People judge their books by covers. Okay, and once you have a winning formula, stick to it. Gerald, I'm talking to you, my man. I know you're watching this video. Calling you out here, bro. Don't start publishing low-content books if your first ever erotica bundle is making $500 per month. So, Gerald, I'm calling you out right now, speaking to you. We talked about this in Cancun. If you have a book bundle that is making $500 per month and it was your first ever, why are you playing around with low content books that make you $100 a month on paperback? You know what you need to do, son? Or should I say, bro? Is you need to publish more erotica bundles. And Ali, you always text at the wrong time. Okay, phone off. And yeah, so once you have something that works for you, whether it's a genre or even a specific topic, publish more of those books. And that's how you can multiply your money. Now, if you've got a one-off, like let's say fidget spinner tricks, because that was based on a short-term fad, hey, if that's your style and you think that you're really good at identifying short-term fads, find more short-term fads to publish on and make your money there. Like, play on your strengths. Last, of course, publish more books. And with your earnings that you make with Amazon, ultimately you'll end up reinvesting it into your business. So, yes, of course, once you get to a point where you're cash flow positive and you're reinvesting at least some of the money into new books because you have to, okay, then you can pay for your car payment. Then you can cover your mortgage. Then you can buy Gucci flip-flops, whatever the fuck you want. Okay, but until you get to that point, you need to reinvest the money you're making from Amazon into more books. Because this is not a business that's 100% passive that you can just let go. That's probably the biggest myth with passive income, and maybe with Amazon, is that this is, I have to admit, a never-ending treadmill of where you will need to publish more books. Does that mean you have to publish 5 more books every single month for the rest of the year to continue making what you're making? Absolutely not. I've gone a few months here and there without publishing a book, and I've done well. But do you need to publish at least, let's say, 1 book every 3 months or so just to sustain what you're making? Probably so. And if you're not able to sustain an income publishing 1 book every 3 months, you have to produce more content than that. Just the way it is. So let's say you've graduated from making $1,000 or even $2,000 a month. Now you're at my stage where you're making enough to quit your job. All right? This is what I call late game. This is probably what will happen 1 year out from you if you're good. Maybe 1 to 2 years, I'd say, if you're serious about Kindle publishing. It can really happen that fast, guys. Guys, I've only been doing self-publishing since January of 2017, and I only got serious in May of 2017. So from that, it took me a year and 4 months from buying Emeka's course to being able to legitimately quit my job from Kindle publishing, which brings me a consistent earnings flow of income, okay? So I was not just Mr. One-Off with the Yo-Yo book or Ethereum or fidget spinners or Fortnite. I managed to do it. I am now making a consistent income from Amazon, and life is good. All right, but here, okay, so to say things a little bit more serious, here's what you really need to do, because I'm going through this right now. So buckle up if you're serious about quitting your job. You'll have to probably refer to this when it's time, but I just want you to hear this now because it's important. If you're thinking about quitting your job or you're looking towards that direction, know this. Your earnings need to exceed your cost of living plus some cushion for unexpected expenses. So should you quit your job if you're making $2,000 per month and your cost of living is $2,000 per month? I would say no. Sometimes life just sucks and there will be expenses you can't account for. True story, like one of my tires blew out last week, and all of my tires I found out were balding because I'm an idiot, and I had to replace all the tires on my car, on my sedan. So that right there was $700 at the door on a day that I was not expecting to drop $700 on. All right? If I had a cost of living that matched my earnings and I got hit with that $700, ooh, that would suck so bad. So bad. But because my earnings exceed my cost of living, plus I have leeway on unexpected expenses, I'll be okay. So keep that in mind. You need to do that too. Because it's just not going to, you don't want to live in fear and be so stressed with barely getting by with the income you're making online. It really needs to be past a point of where your cost of living is. And even if that means having to reduce certain expenses, yes, you need to do that. And I'm not really part of the Dave Ramsey school of thought. I do agree that you can only take down your expenses so much, but you still should. So whether that means cutting out going out for lunch or dinner, at least temporarily, if you need to do that, do that. If you need to spend less on new clothes or jewelry or whatever your vice might be, you have to do that, at least short term. You do need to get your cost of living down, at least temporarily, until you find the equation where your earnings exceed your cost of living and then some, or you end up making more in the future. Just the way life is. Along with that, I'd say have 4 to 6 months of savings equal to your cost of living in case life gets rough. So that is exactly why I am waiting for my Amazon earnings to at least remit before I quit my job. Because I have literally around $6,000 on the line that I just need to know it's going to fucking come over this month. I can't quit my job until I have that money. Like, I guess I could and just assume things will be fine, but it's just too much money for me to pass up, and I really need it before I needed my back balance before I can really pull the trigger on quitting what is, I think, my best job ever. But it just has to happen. Hey, this is something that not everyone talks about. You need to try to develop a secondary income at this point. If you're at this point where you're not 100% dependent on Kindle publishing for income. So I do have a secondary income stream other than Kindle publishing, and I'll have a third one established after I quit my job. I'm not going to say what it is yet because it's still preliminary, but you don't want to be 100% dependent in case shit hits the fan. So whether your books start to flop, which can happen, or maybe your price strike that you set up that you thought would be good all along goes down, you got to be able to account for that. Or hell, if your account gets banned for whatever legitimate or bullshit reason, you got to get ready for that too. So you definitely need a secondary income stream. I'll have 3 by next month. I don't want to talk about yet what the third one is. I think people know what my second one is. But the third one, I'm not ready to reveal yet. It's going to be fucking crazy, and it's going to be life-changing. And it will put me on the level of Mickelson twins in terms of awesomeness. But I can't say what it is yet. I cannot say what it is yet, but it's awesome. It's fucking crazy. So once you're at that point, hey, if you're single, or if you don't have, the typical nuclear family, if you are set both with earnings, what you've got in the bank, if you're at a stage of your life where you can get away with like quitting your job and making your online dreams happen, go for it. Because the way I see it, guys, and I really mean this, if I don't do this now, I'll never have a shot at it again. I could just keep going with working a nice job and with good work conditions, great coworkers, all that stuff, but if I don't do this now, there's no better time for me to do this. I'm single, I've got my own place, doing really good with earnings online, no kids that I know of. Like, this is the time to do it. So you got to go for it. Now, if you're not at this place yet with late game, if you want to speed up the process, of course I got to upsell you. Come on, guys. Think I'm stupid? You think I'm not going to mention this? Elite Keyword Mastermind, baby. Let's go. So what I do for you is I pick 3 keywords every month that will make you money in my course. So it's in the link below, Elite Keyword Mastermind. 3 keywords every month guaranteed to make you money. Okay? Right now I have a student, Allison, aka Allie. She is making, I don't know if I should make it. Well, she already made it public. She's making an average of $100 per day from her first book ever, using one of the keywords in my course. And she's a single mom that's not, I don't want to sound like a dick, but she's a single mom who isn't technologically savvy. She's just maybe one of you watching that wants to quit their job, wants to use Kindle publishing as an avenue to do so. And with one of my keywords and some guidance from me, she's at that point where, I think she'll be able to pay her rent from her first ever book. And she's not stopping there. She's going to have her second book, and then the third one's going to be a bundle. Like, she's going to make it because she works hard. And I don't want to give all the credit to my course, but I'd like to say I'd help. And hey, if you don't want to be stuck with just getting keywords from me, I learned how to teach you how to fish too. So you learn how to research keywords my way. Where if you're frustrated right now with finding profitable keywords, where it takes you, gosh, hours, days, some of you it even takes weeks, which is crazy. I teach you how to find keywords in minutes, sometimes even seconds, that are good enough to publish for that will make you money. And of course, with that, you get entry to my exclusive mastermind group, where we're a small knit group, and you can bounce off keyword ideas with me. You can ask me anything you want in the group. It's all good to go, and you have access to me personally. So with that, that's all I've got to say. If you like this video, let me know. Let me know what you also, in terms of content, what you want to see. Comment below. If you don't like what you see here, that's okay. Dislike my video, because you're actually helping me when you dislike my videos. So, believe it or not, it helps with the ranking. So, if you really don't like me, don't dislike it. Just leave it alone. But I appreciate anything I can get. Guys, I'll have more content coming, especially when the magical time comes where I quit my job and I'll be able to focus more on helping out you guys. Until then, I will see you soon on the next YouTube video. Later.